sitting here looking. I still haven't seen a fine announce for Mac Jones. So we got to go to our resident quarterback here. Chris Sims, was Mac Jones's tackle on Brian Burns dirty? And why is your answer yes? Because I know you never did anything like that before.
Well, no, I'm going to say no. I'm sorry. My answer is no on this one. Yeah. I mean, again, first off, all right, so there's a few things here. I mean, again, it's not perfect. I know it's not traditional to what we see. He got crushed and blindsided by Brian Burns, who's a freak of nature stud athlete. He gets crushed into the ground, so you take 2 shots, you're discombobulated. Like he said, he didn't know who had the ball. He's trying to grab him by his arm, all right? Listen, again, and I'm not trying to call Brian Burns some liar or anything, but anytime I've watched it on film or I watch it, I don't think Mac Jones twisted his leg to make him do a 360 flip. I mean, Mac Jones has 3 muscles on his body. He's a walking meme. I don't think he's that strong to make him do a pirouette in the air. I think Brian Burns tried to twist himself out of this tackle to go get the ball. Why Mac Jones is holding him? Oh. So, I don't. I don't see him grabbing it and twisting it. It looks like to me more that Brian Burns twisted it himself trying to get out of the tackle.
Oh.
And again, yeah, it's not traditional, but I'm not going to sit here and go, oh, I think Mac Jones is dirty. And nor am I going to agree with the apology thing. That I'm not. I see running backs get tackled. They get tackled like this a lot. Running backs get.
That's
so
right.
Are we going to start apologizing to them when they get tackled? Is Brian Burns going to apologize to the next quarterback he hits in the head? Come on. That's where I just can't get behind it.
Well,
yeah, I'm not feeling the apology either. Don't apologize.
Okay, fine with the apology part. And maybe Mac Jones is not dirty, but I'm sorry, that was dirty. And if anybody else does it, we'd say it was dirty. This is an anti-quarterback stance. But what I will say to you, though, Chris Sims, is this. As many protections are in place for quarterbacks. You can't sniff a quarterback. You can't hit a defensive quarterback. You can't go low on a quarterback. And there are never any excuses that are acceptable. Nobody wants to hear, he got pushed into the quarterback, or, he dove and continued to he lunged at the quarterback to try to make a play. It's don't touch the quarterback. Don't do anything that would compromise the quarterback's health. So when you see a quarterback do something blatant like grab an ankle, and yeah, he twisted, Chris, it just doesn't sit well with the rest of us. So, okay, if you don't think he should apologize, how do you feel about happy hunting? That's fair game then.
That's fine.
Get after him.
That's
cool.
fine.
Right, cool.
Listen, I got no problem. That's football. I mean, rubbing is racing.
Okay.
I'm all for that. And listen, Michael Smith, I'm with you. I mean, if you listen to my podcast or what I say on Pro Football Talk with Florio all the time, I'm always complaining about the protection the quarterbacks get. It's ludicrous. They've gone beyond what the rules were really instated into the game for, like forcible blows to the head and that. Now it's just his pinky touched his cheek, 15 yards. I don't care that your pass protection was bad and your pinky touched him. Whoa. So I hate all that crap. I'm with you there. Do I love that play? No, of course I don't. He should have been penalized for holding or something there, certainly, and he might get fined. But yeah, I don't know. I think it's debatable whether he really twisted it. I don't know. I think he's just holding on for dear life, whether he thinks he's got the ball or he's going after the ball. He was doing that. And because it's the quarterback, I think it becomes more of a hot button topic. And I certainly don't. I have a lot of respect for Brian Burns, the player. He is underrated kind of superstar on the edge. And I don't want him beating the crap out of me if I see him.
But I'll tell you what, Brother Sims, what I have no tolerance for. Today is Thursday. Somebody say Thursday. Today's Thursday. He gave his quote yesterday, Wednesday. Game was on Sunday. Get off that dead horse. Let's move on. You lost 24-6. It was an insignificant play in the game. He went out of the game. He came back in. He played most of the game. Then he left in the fourth quarter. So, this team is full of excuse makers.
I know.
I don't want to hear that. But this is what I do want to know. I do want to know because I think the Carolina Panthers, they need a lot of help. And maybe help has come. Help has come today in the person of Cameron Newton. Do you think Cam Newton has anything left to elevate the Carolina Panthers? Because Michael Smith here, your brother, thinks they're about to go on a run.
I mean, I would love to see it. They have some pieces on their football team that are elite about their football team. Cam Newton is not as bad as the way it looked after he got COVID with the New England Patriots. He's not that bad. I mean, again, let's think about it. Before he got COVID, he was doing some pretty damn special things, throwing the football and running the football. The one thing I think Cam Newton will do for them, more than anything, when he does get out there and learns the offense and gets used to throwing to these guys a little bit, is, there'll be a little bit more belief, I think, in the team. I mean, I don't know how that locker room the last few weeks can really get behind Sam Darnold. I'm sure they were like, yeah, we believe in you, Sam. And they're like looking out of their corner of the eye like, man, he's been doing some dumb crap lately. I don't know if I do really believe in him, right? So I do think he's got an incredible presence. He's got an incredible leadership and attitude that can kind of rise a team up and their energy up weekly in practice and into the game. And because he's such a stud in what he's done in the league, yeah, guys on that team are going to walk in the field and go, man, Cam's our quarterback. We got a chance today. There's still that effect. I mean, he's still going to be able to run the ball to a degree. I think this is what I worry about. The only thing I worry about is this, and Sam Darnold's not been good. I've seen enough, right? That I would say is over for sure in Carolina. But I do, and I think I told you guys this last week or the week before, I do worry about their offense. Like, the league has caught on to Joe Brady's offense big time.
Interesting.
There's just too many games where I look at it and I go, the defenders are running the routes for the wide receivers. They know what's coming. Last week that happened as well. So that's my concern, but I do think there is something positive about having Cam there for sure.
Let's go to tonight's game. And guy that, has taken Cam Newton and he's Cam Newton 2.0 in some respects, and that's Lamar Jackson, who is rewriting history as we speak right now. I want to make sure I get a couple of nuggets right about him. No other player in NFL history had 2,000 passing yards and 600 rushing yards over any 8-game span the way that Lamar Jackson has to this point.
Wow.
And he's on pace for an NFL record 5,969 offensive yards, rushing and passing this season. That's Madden-like, man. That's mind-blowing. What are you seeing in terms of the maturation and evolution of Lamar Jackson this season? Because right now, I know Brady's the betting favorite and he's got the great numbers, but given what Lamar has done, especially in close situations, I'd have to make him my MVP favorite at the halfway point.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think, listen, you said it. I think him, Brady, Kyler Murray, Matthew Stafford. I know Matthew Stafford, it wasn't good last week, so that's fresh in our memory. But to me, those four stand out and are in a class of their own as far as the MVP conversation right now. And, Lamar Jackson, to answer your question directly, I saw some of this last year. I was trying to say, listen, yeah, I know they can't, just light up the scoreboard passing the ball every game, but I didn't think the offense was necessarily delivering for him either. They've expanded the passing offense a little bit, and now he's got a few more weapons to throw the ball to as well. But I think the biggest thing, and something I've broken down on my podcast kind of early in the year that I noticed right away, more than anything, and what's made him, his decision-making has just continued to go the right direction. But I think the thing that's made the biggest jump this year is his consistency and accuracy with big throws. Again, he's great at throwing sidearm this, sidearm that. But here, look at his base always to throw the ball. That's the biggest thing I've seen more than anything this year. He really keeps his base wide and underneath his shoulders. And that has led to less movement, like that throw right there. It leads to less movement. Before, he used to get his feet together and almost pitch off the pitcher's mound a little bit. So now his release is quicker, there's less moving parts, and it allows him to hit the bullseye, at a way more consistent rate. And then, I know I'm not saying anything new to you guys, but man, good thing that guy didn't play wide receiver. And also, good thing, I want to, first off, I think if Mahomes or Josh Allen or Brady or Rodgers had all these fourth quarter comebacks, man, everybody would be kissing their ass left and right. Oh my gosh, It's so magical. But for some reason with Lamar Jackson, it doesn't get the same attention. And I want to go, why? He's
He
the
got
whole
4 this
team
year?
right now.
Yeah.
I know. They're not good on defense. Their running game is one of the top in football, but not because of like the
'Cause of
running
him.
backs and the traditional aspect. It's him. It's him scrambling. It's the quarterback design runs. I mean, he's baller supreme. And now they got a Rashad Bateman starting to show up. If they can get Sammy Watkins healthy, I just can't say enough about the guy, man. He was put on earth to play quarterback, and here he is transforming this team into another dimension with his right arm.
Brother Sims, I'm about to hit you with the easiest question. It's the final question for me. Easiest question I've hit you with on this show. Very simple. Who's the best team in the NFL? Best team in the NFL is?
It's Arizona Cardinals. It is. It's hard. Like last few weeks, I always say they're in the conversation. They're top 3. I've kind of gone with the Rams as being the top team in the NFL. But after last week, with what the Rams did and Stafford and how he played and letting the Tennessee Titans off the hook without Derrick Henry, I can't put them in front of Arizona. I still think, I think them, the Bucks, and Arizona are the 3 top-tier teams in football, in my opinion, still. But yeah, it's hard to fight against the Arizona. Arizona beat the Rams straight up. Last week, what they do without Kyler Murray, Cliff Kingsbury's offense, it just has way more answers this year. They have a physical element in the run game. He has more schemes and passing concepts than years before. They're not afraid to get into 2 tight end sets. It's not always, Texas Tech, Red Raider, shootout offensive stuff. And then, they're super talented on both sides of the ball. And Vance Joseph does a great job and does a lot of creative things on the defensive side of the ball. So it's hard for me not to say Arizona. And their one loss is a game to Green Bay, I know.
It's right
but listen,
there. They were right
if they
there.
play again, I'm taking Arizona. They messed that game up. They were more talented than Green Bay. They just messed it up. So I go with them. I hope that was the easy answer you were looking for.
That's a great
Hey,
that's a great answer.
we appreciate you. We're going to let you go. We got 20 seconds left on the way out. Need you to put your scout cap on. I know it's not that time of year, but I know you watched the Carolina skill guys a lot last year. So you got to see a lot of Sam Howell. Sam Howell, Kenny Pickett tonight. Who you more excited to see and who you higher on? Have you watched any of them yet?
A little bit, yeah. I'm not a big Kenny Pickett fan. I could say that. First off, he wears a glove on his throwing hand, which is concerning to me. That means you can't throw it that good, all right? And then Howell, good, but he impresses me more than Kenny Pickett. I'll still say the guy that has impressed me the most, just to watch the look test, is the Ole Miss quarterback. To me, when the ball comes out of his hands, a little different than the rest of the group. Yeah. But I have liked what I've seen from Howell, for sure.
Oh, I'm always thinking draft. Chris Sims, we appreciate you, brother.
I like it.